Welcome to the channel, folks. Clunkers and Classics, where we are back on the tiny house. And last episode we got the top cabinets in for the kitchen area, and now we need to do the bottom cabinets. These don't look too bad compared to the junk we got for the bottom. We got to cut it all up to fit. The only good part is the countertops. This countertop here, of course, we're going to have to cut it on both ends, and that's for the sink. We're using this sink in there, so we don't have to cut out a hole or nothing. We just gotta make sure it fits in between the walls there. And then this countertop is off another island, I guess you would call it. It's a piece about this big, and it's got cabinets, doors on both ends, and then this was on it. So there's only a couple of screws holding that on, so I took that off there this morning. So we got that countertop, which will be on this side. And I think we're only going to go up to, it should measure out to here, the middle of this. Okay, so it's going to go across here. The sink's going to be right here. And then we got to join it somehow in this corner, and it's going to come out to here. And what we're using from here, well, this counter's going to be sticking out 24 inches. So we only need two little deals, which I got. So we're going to cut this right here, and here. We're going to cut this section off and save it because it's the only section with drawers. And I got the two, there's the one drawer there and the one drawer there. I don't have the bottom one, but we'll have to make a little door or something for the bottom, because I don't have another drawer. So I think the two drawers will be good enough for, you know, knives and forks and stuff, utensils. So when this goes into there, we're going to add on this section and this section here. Take the little piece of countertop off of there, take that off, and use that. So that, this, and of course it sticks out. We're gonna have to take off this door here and do away with it. It's damaged anyway. Do away with it. So the other cabinets coming this way will attach in here and go across. But this is all pretty weak, and all I got is a skill saw. I don't have no fine jigsaws and everything, so we're just gonna slice her right down here and reinforce this area, this piece here on this side, reinforce that so we can, this will be on the end. We'll put that one in first and then this one at the end. Okay, so it's only going to come up to here, and then the utensil drawers are going to be here, and then you're going to have the stove right here and the fridge right here, and then that'll be pretty much it. I just wish I had a lower cabinet like this right here for above the stove, but we'll see what we can do. I don't want to redo all this stuff. So, and plus I want this one here above the sink. But we need one more, but I don't have one. Okay, so that's what we got. As far as these other cabinets, I just took them out because they were easy. Yeah, I had this one here. So we got this left over, those two, and these two here. And we'll probably use them for the laundry room. And then this, I'm not sure. That was out of the original mobile home we took all these out of. But we'll worry about that later, what we need to do right now. And this is the end that was on here. It went from here, this piece here, but there really ain't much to it. Yeah, that just went on there. So we'll use a little piece of this because I think I measured we need another 8 inches. We don't need it because this corner is supposed to be 24 wide. This is 24. So when it comes out, we need 24, but we'll have this one open and the 24 will start here and end like back here. Don't really need nothing there, but we can add on something. But anyway, all this particle board here needs to go. I got some pieces of wood here we can make new stuff out of. And then once it's all in there and mounted, we're probably going to sand her down and paint it. But the thing is getting it all to fit in there first, and then cutting the countertops and all that. So that's where we're going to start. Okay, so this side won't be too bad. Oh no, we got to cut down the middle of this. We got to cut down the middle of this piece here from here, and same with that piece here. I'm going to cut right down the middle. Okay, so that's the first step. Do that, and then reinforce it all, put it in a new floor, take off that door, then set this over there and see where we're at. And then we'll probably do the countertop, put that on there, and then start on this section here. So yeah, that's where we're at. I just didn't I was going to use all this stuff up because I'm not going to buy all new shit. I don't know how much they are, but okay, so that's where we're at. Yeah. Okay, well, let me get started, and I'll keep informed. When I get this cut off there, I'll show you how it's going. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys, this was the bottom floor of it. Took all that out, redid it, and then had to put 2 runners on it that it sits on. Originally it was going to be about 35 and a half, and now it's going to be 33 and a half, so it's going to be like 2 inches shorter, which is okay. So yeah, I had to rebuild all that bottom floor, and cut this off, but I'll have to make a side for that, using all this junk wood there that my brother had. It's just a little bit too short, but put a little piece in there. We got to cut out a hole for the sewer pipe right there, the black one. I don't know exactly where. Oh yeah, I should measure that out. I'll end up cutting a big oversized hole. But I had to use a skinny runner on this one. This is the back, and it's got to go in between this pipe and this, so it'll fit right in there, right in between here. Because this is, you know, I couldn't come up through the steel with this, so I just come up beside it. It's coming out from under the ground. So the cabinet's going to be forward a little bit. This side can be flush. So yeah, I guess I'll measure there and guesstimate a hole for that, so we can just set it on top. And yeah, it's going to be a little short. I think 8 inches. It's only going to come to here. Of course, I can put the counter all the way to here. So it ain't going to matter much other than cupboard room. When you go inside, it's going to be 8 inches shorter. But do I want to build a frame thing and everything for another 8 inches? I don't know. Probably not. Well, we'll see. Anyway, yeah, let me measure up, cut a sewer hole, flip it around, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys, next day. Okay, so here's the cabinet. There's the hole cut out for the sewer. It can go back just a hair. I can't mount this right now permanently because I want to do the water lines. So I have to take this out to get at that easier. I don't have to, but it's just make it easier. And see, once that's in there, the water, I'm going to put another 2x4 over here, I believe. Might not have to. Anyway, and it'll have a wall covering of some kind on here, wall paneling or something. So we got to be able to move it in and out a little bit. So anyway, I just want to set it up to see how it looks, get the counter cut, and get this side built. Okay, so this is, we got to build this. This is part, this actually is not going, this is not going right there, because it's got the drawers for the utensils. That'll go over here beside that other one's going to go here. But just to see, this is going to go, it's going to go right in the middle of that. I got to take that base off and shorten it. It's going to go right in the middle of this piece here, which will be right even, this back will be right even with this and that one. Okay, so 2 of them are going to go right there. That one and then this one on this side. So we got to, shorten that, put a floor in it, put an end on this, and probably the same with that one. Then get them 2 together, screw them together, and then put it in here. And then we can work on the countertop for this side. But for now, we need the countertop on this side. Now I did have 2, the smaller little 1x2s or whatever the hell they are. I had this to reinforce it underneath here, but the sink is so big that the sink comes right to the edge here on both sides. I can't reinforce these 2 here, but everything else is reinforced. And then these little squares here, they're squared it up pretty good. And then this is where the screws will go in to hold the countertop. One up, am I holding it right there? One up through all 4 corners. So I got all 4 corners with that on there. Yeah, so I want to set it up with the sink, with the countertop and then the sink on there. So the sink's going to be as close to this edge as I can get, which will probably be only about here. So the sink will be here to wherever. But anyway, it's coming along. That was the first step on doing that. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna have to cut on this side here. We're gonna have to cut it just a few inches back there, and then however far this fits to the edge of the wall, future wall. We'll cut this end as well. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Okay, well, I'll be back when I get that countertop cut, and we'll lay that on here. Like I said, the countertop's only going to go to here. That's where we got to cut it. Okay. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys, here's the. Had to put a side on it here, and the bottom floor on it, so it's pretty strong. And then put a counter's going to be here going across, so I can screw down to there and there. The other one I put right here. So that's basically how it's going to go. Although I think I'm going to flip this door around so the hinge is on that side, so they're both open like that. But yeah, I built some bottom runners on it, just like the other ones, measured, so they're going to be all the same height right here. I think I'm going to nail these two here together and put that in as one unit. So yeah, let me do that, and then I think we're ready for the counters. And then I'll take those two out and measure for the countertops. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys, there's these two. I haven't screwed them together or nothing yet, but just set it up. See how it looks. Yeah, it's not going to be a real big counter, just as the sink's going to take up this much room, so the counter space is going to be that. That's about all I need, really. And I said the stove will go here, fridge here, so yeah. Well, let me screw these two together so they're one. I got to make a door for that bottom. I got these drawers were all falling apart. I screwed them together, and so they're not in the best of shape. But anyway, yeah, they look kind of shitty now, but I think if I paint them up there, they'll look pretty good. Okay, well, I say we'll work on the countertop now. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys, I got these two screwed together, so they won't move. Got the countertop cut, and just set the sink in there. So we'll have to move we'll have to do something here. I think what I can do is get an extension the size of this pipe, 2 adapters, because this will swivel here. We can move that over and get it lined up right to here, and then get an adapter for that. You know, cut it off wherever it needs, right in here. So yeah, I think we're set on that. Just hope none of this leaks. Well, I do got another one. The original one I was going to use from the other mobile home. See, this needs to be, see how it moves? It's going to have to be all screwed together and everything else. So yeah, that's it. I had to cut an end off here and an end off there to fit. So that's even with flush with this, and that's pretty much flush with that. So yeah. So now we got a dilemma. I think this can move forward a little bit. This is, you know, kind of adjustable. You can stick that counter edge out. So the dilemma we have is joining the countertop here to here. And I know probably the way you're supposed to do it is cut a 45 here, right to there, and then a 45 on the one joining it, and join them together that way. But I don't think we're going to do that. But what I think I have to do is cut this to make it flat, so it butts right up to it. Then I can get a little bit of putty or something and put there. But yeah, that's going to come up right to here. So I don't know if I have to cut that off or not. But oh yeah, that just stays. That's just even with the, yeah. So that's what I got to do next. But I don't really want to attach that to that yet, because I got to pull this out to do the water hoses and stuff. So I think I'm going to go down to Lowe's tomorrow and get all the stuff. And then once all the hoses are in there, we can mount this stuff in there permanently. I don't think I'm going to build a back panel for that. I'm just going to leave it like that. And plus it'll be easier to spray foam it. I want to mount all this in there, but yeah, so we got plenty of room. Okay. Yeah, plus I want to leave this open here so I can access all the plumbing in case, you know, I haven't had any problems with them bursting. It's friggin' critters eating through them, but I don't think the critters won't get through the steel walls or anything. But yeah, that's what I've had on my mobile home there. I don't know, countless times. Either the cats or the mice and rats chew through that PEX and PVC. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna keep all this, because all the water I think is gonna come up through here. And yeah, I put this faucet on this one here, made sure it fits. And these aren't as flexible as I thought. So we're gonna have to get some elbows to go straight that way. Wherever the T comes off, tee it down. Oh, well, I don't know. This might, no, it says it's PEX. It's just not very flexible. Maybe because it's old, I don't know. But yeah, it had 1/2 inch on there, so that's what I need. Bunch of 1/2 inch PEX. Big roll of it. Maybe they make them more flexible. I don't know. I'll find out. But yeah, it's going to come down across here, and then I have to build some type of panel with just screws so I can able to take it all off and stuff in case I got to repair it. And then the laundry room thing, faucets will go there. But anyway, that's what I got so far. So yeah. So just gonna cut a piece for that and figure out how to butt it up against here, make it look halfway decent. Okay, so I'll be back. Okay guys, I just got it set in there for now. You can see the deal here. That's why I got to cut this end off here. But yeah, it needs to be kind of, this counter sits a little bit different than that one, but I can make it work. See, the end of this cabinet is down a little bit, needs to be raised up. And then this needs to be like that, because the cement's too high right there, right at the post. It's been built up. So I'm gonna have to do a little shimming and stuff like that, but not right now. Yeah, and this just sits right on top like that, because it's got a, anyway, because it's even with the back. It sits there and it sits right there, whereas this comes over and this sits over top of this. See, so this is actually going to go down a little bit, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. Like I said, I'm gonna have to do a little shimming on this to make it all flat. But basically this is that's the kitchen right there. Wash my dishes and stuff, put that there, and then just have whatever I have in my kitchen there. I don't know where I'll put the microwave, but you know, like can openers and stuff like that. In the microwave, I guess we can put it right here. Yeah, it's gonna be a little tight, but you know, I don't do a lot of cooking, mostly just microwave dinners and stuff, but I do use the stove, so I'm gonna have that stove right here. And I made it so it's about 1 inch over top here, so we may cut this end down a little bit. And this had a bunch of nail or screw holes in it. One, two, three, four of them. That little one there. Yeah, it ain't the best, but it's all I got, and it's all free. So, but yeah, that's how it's gonna look. Paint it up. Well, we're not gonna paint this, but we're gonna paint all this bottom here. Hell, maybe even the top. Depends on how good the bottom turns out. And this wood ain't very good there. It was all, I peeled off some stuff here that was flaking. But the stove covers that anyway, so the stove's gonna be butted up against it. Okay, well, I think that's it for today. That's all I'm doing. But yeah, that's basically the kitchen. And I got a deal in my mobile home, you know, like this, that I think I'm gonna put here. I don't know, it may be too big. I got 2 of them. They're big things with glass doors and some drawers in them, and they're supposed to be for fancy dishes and stuff, but I think I'll use at least one, the one that has the drawers in it. So I'll have some drawers there, and then these drawers here. So, and yeah, I guess we're gonna make a door for that. And hell, I may paint all the bottoms up too, I don't know. Maybe. But anyway, it's coming along. Okay, well, when we come back, I think I'll be back from Lowe's and get all the plumbing, and we'll try to plumb it. I know what I need now, pretty much, other than trying to hook up these tankless hot water heaters. These little deals here, I don't know if it comes with any of that. Connections. And not quite sure where to put them. I was going to mount them up in here so you can access them. I may, but we'll figure it out. Okay, yeah, so when I come back, we'll hopefully have all the plumbing stuff and we'll start that. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys, just got back from Lowe's. The only thing I really bought, faucet-wise and everything, was this for the bathtub. Yeah, it's the cheapest one I could find. I think it was 89 bucks or something for the shower, bathtub shower. So this was like 32 something, and they only sold it in 100-foot rolls. I figured I was going to do red for hot, blue for cold, and I needed about 20 foot each. But yeah, they only sold it in 5 or 10 foot straight things, or a roll like this for 32. So anyway, got that. Got some shut-off valves here, which we're going to put in, like I mentioned before, so we can shut it off inside the house instead of going outside and shut it off. Okay, I got some T-sections where we're going to come off. Everything's getting full of sawdust. Come off the pipe here. I'm going to take all this back apart, coming off the pipe end. Okay, and then we're going to run 2 of these, one for hot, one for cold. So these connectors here will go into that. We'll go into that pipe there, and then you clamp on the PEX. So once you run it where you want, and we put in a T, because we're going to keep it in a straight line going across. And then we just run a T down to the faucets and the toilet. Okay, so those are the T's. May need some elbows, because the pipes here are not real flexible. This one seems to be, the other one seemed to be, one for the whatever, seemed to be a little bit more stiff. So if they're too stiff, then we'll just use an elbow and come straight off like this instead of trying to bend it into shape. Which, you know, brand new stuff, maybe it will bend easier. We won't need it. But I got them just in case. And then just some regular connectors. Just butt connectors, I guess. Just to connect. Connect these, you know, cut it where you need it and connect it to the new stuff. I got another cap. And like I said, 2 of them, one for hot, one for cold. Yeah, these are all the same here. And then 50 clamps. Put it on there, clamp it on. The problem I've had before repairing this stuff is, you know, I'll put it on there nice and clamp it straight and everything, and then it'll friggin' spring a little leak. And then I'll cut it off, the clamp, and do it again, then it won't leak. And that happens all the time. I don't know why. It's like you try to get it as you know, even, and because I thought, well, maybe it's just, you know, off crooked a little bit, and cut it off and put it even, and anyway, it's, I don't know why they friggin' leak. So the only thing I don't know exactly what I need is to hook up this and anyway, yeah, this and something else. This, I believe, I just need these here to connect to. Oh yeah, this is the male. The female adapter, I think, is to connect that. But we'll see. We still really need to mount that. And the reason I got 2 shutoffs, I'm thinking I'm going to put a shutoff on the cold and the hot. So what I'm probably going to do is run one line for the cold, okay? And then hook up just one line to each faucet and the toilet for all cold. Then have a shutoff valve so I can just test the cold and see if there's any leaks, fix that. and then we'll go with the hot. Oh, the other thing I don't know what I need is for to hook up both of these tankless water heaters, or where to put them. Yeah, we may have to run back there, you know, tomorrow or something and get some more stuff, but that's a good start. But yeah, this was 220 bucks. See, if I needed the $110 for the sink, and all the faucets are just through the roof. It's just crazy, you know. So we're gonna hope all these faucets here don't leak. Let's see, we got the sink, bathroom, and the laundry ones. Those are probably cheap, but these faucets here for the sinks and everything are through the roof. And I hooked up this one. This is the one little deal here I have two of these for a toilet. See, this is a flexible hose here, and a shut-off valve, and then your PEX would go on that. So we'll tie into that. Save me from buying one of these. We just got to cross our fingers that none of these leak, but what can you do? But yeah, if I had to buy all new shit, oh shit, $600, $700, $800 for all this shit with new faucets and a new sink. So yeah, let me take all this stuff out, and I'm just going to kind of mark this where the faucet goes with some marker, because they're going to have to go backwards or something to get, well, maybe not, I don't know. I think I might have to go backwards to get them hot water, tankless water heaters in here. I'd like to put them in here somewhere. Maybe mount them to this. So I have to figure all that out. Say backwards, I mean backwards from this pipe. The other pipe will go through here, and then I got to drill holes. A hole and wallow it out through here, and here to get to the bathtub. And I think we can just go in behind the wood. That's why I did the wood. Well, it worked out that way. I had to put the wood this way so it's flush with this, flush with the metal. So everything's flush. We can screw some wood to that. So the pipes, I think can fit right through here, no problem. And then later on we can spray foam them. So yeah, they're gonna go in behind here, but drilling through that steel, just drilling a pilot hole for these screws was, we'll have to see if those Christmas tree wallow rotors there will do the job on that. It's pretty thick steel. But yeah, anyway, we're gonna come all the way across. Put all the way across and then tee off to there, tee off to there, tee off to there, and then it'll end here. Although I'd like to put an outside faucet going this way, but I'll think about that later. Okay, so that's where I'm at, guys. Let me, I gotta get a new blade for my saw, and we're just gonna cut that off down there lower and start adding stuff, adding the shut-off valves and everything. Okay, well, I'll come back when I get some stuff laid out and done. Okay, guys, I'll give you a little step-by-step how I'm gonna do this. Okay, so I'm gonna cut it here. I'm gonna put in a shut-off valve there. So actually the water will come in and I'll have access to the hose, but I can shut off inside the house. Okay, then after that, like I said, I got two of these, one for the hot, one for the cold. I'm gonna run one, and then I'm gonna put another shut-off valve. So and then another one of these up here. That way I can shut off the hot and shut off the cold. Not that I need to, but I want to be able to test it without turning everything on, hot and cold and everything. Because I'm just going to do one at a time. I'm going to do the cold first. So that's what I'm going to do. And then we'll put this back on and have it capped off there. Okay, so I just got to use that primer and glue right here, and brush that on, and won't be able to test it till tomorrow, but it's getting late in the day anyway today. I'll be good to get all this cold run along there, and then we can test the cold without turning on the other outlet for the hot. And then we get that all situated, and then if nothing leaks, then we'll do the hot there tomorrow and get all that in there. Okay, so let me get these on, and I'll be back. Okay guys, this is what I got so far. So the water comes in, I can shut it off, it comes up, there's the cold water. We're gonna tee it right in here and run a cold to the sink. And then we're gonna continue on. Maybe, I don't know if it'll fit behind there. Like I said, we may have to drill a hole here. Then we'll just continue along here like that. Then we come up, got to shut off here for the hot. Well, it's going to be cold until it comes into the hot. We got these two here. So I put an adapter. I got to make another piece of wood coming down here. And this is going to attach like that. Have an L-shaped hose right there to them two. Okay, because this has got to stay vertical. You can't mount it that way. It says you got to mount it vertical. So that's got to be there. And then that's the 110. That's not going to create enough heat for a shower. So then this one will go above that, and that's the 220. So we're basically going to have warm water going into this one, and it'll make it extremely hot. And it goes in, that's a little filter thing, and then it's going to come out where that red cap is, and that's going to be really hot. So it's going to come out of here, and then we'll run it down. We'll run it down to the sink first, and then tee off here and come across and get hot water for the rest of them. Okay, so that's what I got first. I haven't put no, I got some thread tape. I haven't put no thread tape or nothing on these yet. So let me run the cold. Like I said, we'll run the cold first and test it. And they give me one hose here I can attach. I'd like to have about 4 of these, or whatever it takes, and we could attach it into there. The way this is going to go, I'm going to have to put a little piece of Plex and an elbow going up. If I had this with a male end, I could put that hose on, screw it into the bottoms here. But either way, I think we can hook all that up. And we want that, you know, because it's got lights and buttons and stuff on it. So I figured we'd have it here above the kitchen sink. We can see what's going on with it and stuff. So make sure it's on and flowing and all that. But anyway, let me get the roll of Plex out, and we'll start cutting little sections and teeing them off and getting lines run. The sink is here, so I guess it don't much matter whichever one's hot or cold. I don't know if I want to keep these These usually leak. These old on-off deals. And this one will have to come off anyway. It's a two-parter thing. One's going here, one's going there. We don't need that. And I don't know, should we trust them? Maybe we'll just cut it off here and here and splice those two. Well, one for now, for the cold. Splice one in there and get that ready to connect. That'll be the first tee. Then it'll come through, and the second tee will be right in here. I'm gonna get that laundry room thing just kind of setting up there where I want it. But basically we're just gonna run a tee from there up. I guess it don't have to be exact. But yeah, this deal here. This one does not have things to shut it off. But yeah, we can just cut them there and there. Or probably way up there. Okay, well, let me get some stuff laid out and I'll be back. Okay guys, I'll just show you how I'm doing this. This is the little cutter here, put on the end and snip off what you need. This is the deal to clamp the clamps. So put some tape on that, screwed that in there, and cut a little piece. So there's where the tee's gonna come off. And then this will go into the faucet. And then this one here will keep running. This stuff will fit behind here. So I think I'll save myself a lot of drilling by sticking it in behind here like that. I don't know how good it'll bend, but we need it to bend into here. So I should have maybe turned that. I thought about turning that a little bit more. It's dry now, but anyway, we'll get that into there and continue on. So yeah, let me clamp these two and get this set on there. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, I'll just show you what I got. It's the next day. Show you what I got going here before I get too far ahead of myself. Okay. So, this is going to go to the kitchen cold. All this is going to be cold. Okay, so this will, I can't really run that until I get the cabinet back here. See, so once I get the cabinet back in, then I'll run this up through here to the sink, to the cold. Okay, we'll go over these tankless water heaters here later. I think I'm gonna get a few more of these from Lowe's. Make that a little bit easier instead of zigzagging these plex with all these connections and stuff. Okay, so I got it running in behind here, coming up here, and then this is the laundry faucets here. But I don't know exactly where that's going, but it's a little flexible. We can put it over here. I'm probably gonna have to put a piece of wood behind there and mount that. Although I should get a new one. See, this is all kind of cracked and busted, but and then I realized that these little connections are the ones that I got here, and they spin freely, see? So you can screw it into the faucet. Because for the sink, I already had those ones, and they wouldn't turn. And I thought, well, I got these, I'll just make new ones. Okay, so anyway, that's the cold, and it goes in behind here. And then, yeah, like I said, it had that deal, but we're gonna use a new piece of hose with one of these on the end of it. That should bend up like that to the sink. That should. Okay, so then we got it coming along here. We got a T. I haven't crimped these yet. I crimped that one. I haven't crimped these yet because we don't know if that's going to have to go like that or like that. and everything until we get the vanity pushed back. Okay, so then it comes along here, and this is to the toilet. Again, I could have used a brand new hose. You know, we can redo it later if this leaks or something. So that, and this seems to work. You know, usually these freeze up. So it seems to work. So if nothing leaks here, we'll leave it. If not, we'll get a new hose. So that'll go up into here. It'll go through here, go through that hole there to the bathtub. And it's going to come across here. No, I had to put this piece of wood here to mount the shower deal. Although this plastic says finished wall flush with this face. But I don't have deep enough. I don't have deep enough to do that. So we'll find out what happens. It didn't come with the spout for the bathtub. They give you a cap if you want to use shower only. So there's the cap for that. And then this goes to the shower. I have to get some PVC pipe and some connections to go all the way up here to the shower. It did come with the shower spout on it. And then it says to break this off. It says strike to break. You're going to take this plastic off even though it's screwed in. So why wouldn't you just unscrew it? But I don't know. Instructions aren't that clear. So anyway, that one, this one here goes up to the shower, and then cold goes in here and hot goes in here. So the cold is actually going to have to come around here and go in. That should probably have a hose too, and then clamp in somewhere around here, because if not, I'm going to have to go T connection and a T connection like that. And like I said, I don't trust them T connections. We're going to find out here in a while if any of them leak, them clamps. But anyway, those two holes there, that should screw onto that. Screw on like that. And then we can get that for now, old. But I don't know, I think I have to take off all this black plastic. We'll find out. But anyway, that has to go there. We have to hook that up before we connect it. And then we can worry about the downspout in the shower later. We'll have enough room here to connect it right there and at the bottom. So, yeah, so that's what I was doing right now. So, yeah, I should probably just run down and get those hoses, but should run them hoses instead. But anyway, let me carry on. We'll get all this cold water hooked up, move this back in. I cut out this back so we got more room, and hook up all that. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, guys. I did this instead of a hose. We'll see if it leaks. That goes in there. It says off there. So I don't know, as long as we stay there, just be the cold, I'm not sure. And then it didn't come with the bathtub spout, which would probably have to have a push thing on it to stop the water there and make the water shoot up to the shower, because there's nothing here to divert it. It's just this and then just hot, cold. That's it. So hopefully that stays off because we're fixing to turn the water on. Okay, so we got the toilet. We got that connected right there with the T. That's connected. And then over here, everything's hidden back under the counter. We turn this on. We'll let the water up, just up to here, to the cold. And then this is teed off to this here. So, yeah, and here's for the other one. So, all we can do is go turn the water on. So we turn the main water here coming in, and all that should come on is my outside faucet. We turn that off. And then right now everything is shut off in the house. So if we turn this on, it should uh-oh. What happened? It sounded like there was water coming out of there, but maybe it was the toilet. The toilet's gonna fill up. Let me just turn it on a little bit. Hang on. Yeah. Okay, that's the toilet filling up. That's off. That's off. Anything leaking? Nope. Oh, this one's leaking. Hang on. Okay, that's shut all the way, but it's got a little drip. No big deal if it was hooked up to the washer, but you may get too new with these faucets. Okay, what else? No other leaks. It shouldn't be. I guess it's still filling up the toilet. Okay. Okay, there we go. It's stopped now. Okay, so we'll have to let that drip for a little bit. Okay. Oh, this drain is too far down. Oh, something is leaking right there. Where's that leaking from? It's coming from up top here, one of the old fittings. Yeah, we may have to just get a we'll have to get, see, that's why I wanted to get all new shit. Okay, well, that's gonna go on the floor. Let's just see if this faucet here works. Yep, but oh shit, it's kind of no leaking here. Is this leaking too? Yeah, that's all. Yeah, this is all garbage stuff. Yeah, so it's leaking out the drain. Yeah, like I said, we'll have to get a extension going into there, or a deal anyway for that. Okay, let's check this one. I want it to, well, we'll let that, it should be cold here. Oh, what I need to get is a new little drain adapter. Well, see, I got that one right here. That's the double, that's the single. I think that's the single. We just need a new bottom piece there. So that'll go on the list. But anyway, that works. Let's just see what this one. Okay, shooting out to the shower. Because I got a cap. Came with a cap. I didn't tighten it real good. But that's to the bath faucet. So the only way for it to go is up to the shower. When you hook that to the bathtub, that's why you need that little spout thing to shut it off so it diverts up. Okay, well, now I know what I need. Did this one stop? No, that's just a little dribble coming out of there. But that one undoes there, so we'll get 2 new laundry faucet things. And I don't know, maybe this whole faucet here for the sink. That one seems to be good for the bathroom, but I don't have another one that big. It's got an old chunky little one. Okay, well, I'm gonna shut off the water. All my connections held. All those clamps held. I don't know, every time I repair some on my mobile home, I gotta do it 2-3 times. And I clamp that on there, it springs a leak, and it's like the last time I did it. I was trying to repair it and clamped it on there, and it leaked, clamped it again, it leaked. And I took it off and I got some JB weld packed around there, stuck it in there, then clamped it. And then it didn't leak. So maybe it's because it was old, brittle, old shit, whereas this is all new, except for like that connection, but maybe that was it. I thought maybe I would have to heat them up first or something. But the bath one, or the toilet one seems to be okay. So we can flush the toilet. No, it's not gonna fill up, but just shut the water off. Okay, well, that's the cold. Probably, how about we end the video on that? Because we got a lot of stuff to do with the hot side with hooking up these 2 tankless water heaters, because I'll go over it quickly. I went over it in another video, but this is just a 110 heater, and it probably gets it semi-hot, but not hot enough for a shower. So basically that's going to be a preheater going into the big kahuna here that's 220, and that way hot water will be going into here, and then when it comes out, it better be super hot enough for a shower. Or I'm going to be pissed. I just didn't want to take a chance on just this. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to get some hoses like this so I can route. This has got to go up and down, so the cold comes in here, and then the hot will come out, and then we need the hot to go back into this, and then it'll come out here, and then go to this faucet, don't have to do the toilet, and then this faucet here. Plus I need some PVC pipe and some elbows for this. It's got to come up to the shower and have an elbow with a thread in it for the shower to connect. So I got to get that. I might have some PVC, 3/4 inch, with however tall, you know, this tall or so. I don't know, a couple feet, 3 feet. And then I get the bathtub spout, and then that same thing. They said not to use PEX on it. I'm not sure why, But anyway, you got to get a PVC piece to connect from there, come down and have an elbow, and then the spout can fit on there. So I got to write that all down and get that stuff. Yeah, and like I said, I think I'll get the kitchen sink and the kitchen hoses and reconnect that. So yeah, anyway, that's how it's going to be routed. The hot's going to be the same type of way. We're going to do the hot up through this line here. Fit perfect in there. Saved me a lot of time from drilling and boring out holes, 2 big holes in here to get this through. We're just going to wrap it in there. And yeah, it's going to be, well, this stuff can freeze up. It can freeze up solid and it won't break or nothing. But we'll have some foam, spray foam in there, have that all spray foamed and stuff like that. So, yeah, so that's what's coming up. Yeah, I can disconnect all this. Well, I'm gonna have to. And then we're gonna have to measure a little bit better. This is right where I want this cabinet and counter. But yeah, we're gonna have to find the exact little spot here to cut, right here and across, and notch it so it fits this. And then we can mount this back into there. And then, you know, kind of permanently mount it, whereas screw this into here. I took this door off and all that. So that's what's coming up. So yeah, next, and we can test this with the extension cord. I don't have 220, you know, extension cord from the house over to here, but we can test this and see how hot it gets. Like, these are just eBay stuff I bought. What was this one? I forget how much they were now. I mentioned it on the other video. But anyway, yeah. So next video we'll get this hooked up, all the hot water, all these new faucets, everything there, so nothing leaks. And then the adapters, what I need to connect the sewer. Connect the sewer there and here, because the bathtub and the toilet's already connected to the sewer. They're all good. So yeah, just the 2 sinks, hook up the sewer, get whatever I need, little adapters and stuff, and that little sink thing. And we'll do all that next video, and we'll be done. We'll be done with the plumbing and lining up the cabinets. Then after that, we'll probably sand these bottom cabinets down and paint them. And then we got cabinets to figure out what we want in the laundry room here. Probably around, you know, across here like that or something. So, yeah. Well, that's how I did it, guys. Let me know if I did it right or not. The only thing I'm concerned about that I want is pressure for taking a shower. That's it. You know, you would probably supposed to use really thick pipe, PEX, and then run the little lines off the T. But I think you do that. But that, you know, that's for a whole house. We're just running from there to there. We don't have, you know, nobody's going to be using all this stuff while I'm taking a shower type thing. So we're not worried about the pressure. We're just worried about it. Well, we're not worried about the pressure with everything turned on, you know, with stuff turning on and somebody in there cooking and washing dishes. If everything's shut off, and as long as that pressure's nice for the shower, that's all I'm concerned about. And that did come with the shower head, but this actually, this stuff here came with the this heater. The shower head Now what'd I do with it? Oh, I put all stuff all over here. We got other stuff to hook up here. This is the shower head. We don't know how good it is. Might have to be like that Jerry Seinfeld show where they go on the black market there outside and find one with high pressure. But actually all it is a washer. I think all you do is you take that washer out. Is it that one? Or maybe unscrew this. There's a washer like this in there. And all you do is take that out and it'll come out fast. But Jerry Seinfeld made it look funny. But yeah, there's that. And then that's the shower deal, see? So we just need a PVC elbow and that to come out. Okay, so we got all that. Yeah, this was supposed to come off. So yeah, that's that. And we'll connect all that to the wall. You know, the wall I want from here to there, flush from there to there, and then flush from here. And we'll figure all that out later. Because you know, you're not supposed to, this isn't for screwing to your outside wall. You gotta have an inside brace for it. So it worked out perfect. And do the wall later. It'll be pretty close. If not, I can build that up a little bit or something. Okay, so that's where we're at, guys. Let me know what y'all think. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't. Like, comment, share. And yeah, next video we're gonna get all that water done, and man, it's gonna be glorious. Okay, we'll see you next video.